Hello YouTube, back in the shop. So this video is about replacing a stud. So I was working on an old rust bucket here, did the brakes, and I was torquing down the lugs on the wheels, and I broke one off. So I had to obviously replace that for who I was working it for. So in order to replace one of these, you generally take off the brakes, and then they sit in the hub, and you hammer them in from behind. But you can see this one, it's the rear hub that I'm doing, and the rear drum brakes are in the way. So how do you hammer it in if the drums are in the way? Now, I don't know if this is a standard practice or if other people do this, but this is what I did, and it seems to have worked pretty well. So what I did was I got a nut that was a size or two up from the stud size. I put that on so it's loose. So first thing obviously I did was hammer the old one out. It fell out, okay? The new one, I slipped in here behind the crack and got it through. There's just enough room to put the new one through if you rotate it into a certain spot. Slip the new one in, and it's just loose. So while it's loose, I put this loose nut on, and then I got another nut that actually threads on. I put some grease in between the two so that this one would be able to slide a little bit on the free moving one, because obviously what we're going to do is we're going to pull the stud through instead of hammering it from the front. So I wanted some grease on there so things could move around freer, although they ended up jamming up once things got tight anyway. The only thing that you have to pay attention to is that, like I was thinking, oh, I'll just use one of these nuts for the wheel. Well, the problem is it's got an end cap on it, and because there's no rotor or brakes or anything in the way, when you screw this on, it's going to bottom out. So you need one that you can go all the way through. What you could do, if you got an extra one of these, is cut the end off. If you cut the end off of it, you see it's hollow in there. I don't know how deep you can see that, but this dome is just a hollow dome. So if you got an angle grinder, you can just cut the end off of it, and that'll accomplish the same thing as this. Okay, but you can't use one of these because I think that how deep it goes, it may bottom out, and you're gonna probably wreck it anyway. But in a pinch, whatever, use it. It'll probably work. So as you tighten this nut, it's gonna pull the stud through the hub, and anyway, it looks like it's seated properly now. So I don't know if that's a common practice or if I'm doing something wrong. Somebody can let me know in the comments, but I didn't feel like taking this thing apart any more than this, and it seems to have worked. So hopefully that helps somebody out. Take care, be safe.